Good morning from your National Weather Service office here in San Angelo, Texas. This is the weather briefing for Monday, June 9th. Now, before I get into the future, our weather forecast, I do want to mention that with our storms yesterday, we did have some pretty significant damage in the big country, and we do have a team out there right now doing some surveys. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. But they will be surveying some potential wind damage and some flooding as well. So now getting into the future, important updates. We have a marginal risk for severe storms the next 3 days and a marginal to slight risk of excessive rainfall. It's going to be a busy next few days. So rain chances will continue for much of this week, which is good news for a lot of people. However, it does come with some potential hazards. We will have a marginal risk for severe storms today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we also have a marginal to slight risk for excessive rainfall today through Thursday. But some good news, we will have cooler and below normal temperatures for much of this week as well. So looking at today, we do have a marginal risk for severe storms for our whole area. We have a marginal risk for excessive rainfall for much of our area, and then that small portion of the slight risk. However, we might see that expanded due to all of the rainfall that we got yesterday. We had quite a bit of the big country receive over 3 inches of rain. So with those saturated soils, if they do get rain again today, we could see some flooding problems with that. Now for the storms, we are expecting them to develop maybe in the late afternoon, early evening, but be very isolated at that time. And then coverage will increase as we go overnight. And it kind of looks like a line will move through. The best chances right now look to be south of the big country, but we could see it move into that area as well. Right now, with these storms, they could be severe, but it is on the lower end today, definitely lower than yesterday. But we could see some gusty winds, especially if that line does get established, and then some large hail as well. Now looking at Tuesday and Wednesday, you can see that marginal risk for an area south of a Sweetwater to Brown County line. And then for Wednesday, we have it mainly just in the southern portions of our area. We are going to see several rounds of thunderstorms over the next few days. Isolated storms on Tuesday becoming more widespread in the evening and overnight. And then scattered storms are expected kind of throughout the day Wednesday. With any of these, we could see gusty winds and hail. Right now, we're not super concerned about any tornado risks. But with the more widespread storms on Tuesday, we will have to watch those for some potential wind concerns if once again the line does get established. But right now we're just sitting at a marginal risk, which is a threat level of 1 out of 5. Now looking at the excessive rainfall outlook, you can see basically our whole area is in a slight risk both days. As the rain continues to fall over and over and over again, the soils won't be able to take anything. So basically all of it's going to become runoff. Some of our rivers and creeks and lakes are already starting to fill up, especially in the big country. So we could see some flooding issues near lakes, near creeks, and then anywhere where soils are completely saturated or, in the more urban areas that have concrete. So just be on the watch for maybe some flood products, river products, and potentially flood watches over the next few days. So looking at our probability of precipitation forecast and our max temperature forecast, you can see our rain chances are pretty good Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then our temperatures are mostly in the 80s for the next few days. We have a few 90s in there too. But that's definitely pretty decent for this time of the year. Looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook, it looks like we are leaning near normal for temperatures and above normal for precip, which is something we don't get very often in the summer. So that's looking good. And then we have our drought summary. It's the same as our last briefing on Thursday. But we could see a potential change in this if we do get all of the rainfall that we are expecting. Here's a reminder of the area that we serve. And then this is just a reminder that we do have a scheduled NOAA weather radio outage starting tomorrow morning, and it will continue through at least Thursday afternoon. A few offices that also have done this updates have had some problems, so we'll try and get it back up by Thursday. But all of our NOAA weather radio transmitters will be down. We have a list of the ones that are in our area here. We will still be issuing warnings and putting out all of our products. However, they will not be going out over the radio. So if you or someone that you know is dependent on the NOAA weather radio for their warnings, just make sure that they do get another way to receive them, whether it's by cell phone, the TV, or on our website. So this is the end of our briefing. Our next briefing will be Thursday unless we have big changes to the forecast or something significant coming up. So have a great day, and if you have any questions, feel free to call the office.